Welcome back, y'all. Pieces bring me peace. The piece of the puzzle is going to help me understand the whole thing, right? Becoming aware of your piece, becoming aware of who you are so you can introduce your piece to other people who are looking for pieces to make a thing whole. That's where the magic is at. So grab your pens, grab your pencils, your papers, your phones, grab your fingers, grab whatever you need, because this conversation is happening and we're going to be interactive. We got some questions. We got some definitions. We got some work to do, y'all. Pieces, bring me peace. Pieces, bring me peace. Pieces, bring me peace. P.B.M.P. P.B.M.P, y'all. Pieces bring me peace. And remember, your piece is just as important. Your perspective is just as important. So figuring out where you are, who you are, how you are, the current events, you, the individual, the person that matters the most. Very important. Your piece and your peace is important. It's very important. So let's get to the point where we can understand why our piece or how our piece is important. And I truly believe before taking a step forward, before making any type of changes in our lives, we have to work on our thought process. Before you can accept any of the work, any of the things that we talk about, any of the challenges that I am putting forth, before you can accept all of that, there has to be a place that is ready to receive these things. If your mind is cluttered with a thought process of old, if you're still thinking about the way you used to do things, if you're still executing in the fashion that you used to execute, you have to understand that there will be no room for you to do things a different way. There will be no room for you to think of doing things a different way because you are so stuck on this path. So the way for us to get to a new mindset, a new thought process is first we must acknowledge our current mindset, our current thought processes, the things that are currently stopping us from where we want to be. Once we become aware of that, we can have conversations and start to diffuse or figure out why things are the way that they are, why things are the way that we don't want them to be. Right? And because we're adults, because we are doing this intentionally and on purpose, we have the willpower, right? We have the wherewithal, the know-how, or the common sense ability to go and figure out how to do the thing. To do that thing that you want to do, to be who you're supposed to be the person that you keep telling them, the test that you're going to pass, the race that you're going to race, the job or promotion rather that you're going to get, which is all incumbent upon the work that you do. So really, what are we talking about? Why do you think you view that hardship the way that you do? Why do you think this topic is so daunting for you to even come by or come around? Is because it's programmed in you. Stop blaming yourself. Like, number one, when we're talking about fixing our thought process, we spoke about forgiveness a couple of months back, but when we're talking about this thought process, you have to forgive yourself from the point of understanding that the things that you do are directly attached to the way that you were raised, right? Your original tribe. It doesn't have to be your home. It doesn't have to be your family. It could have been outside, but who you were around during those years are, their qualities rather will be the qualities that you've adopted over time. You as a child, you look and you see and you pick what you want and you choose what to keep and you throw away the rest, right? But this is how your identity gets formed. It gets formed from the things that you see in life. So first step when we're acknowledging our thought process is to take a step back, right? And with the things that we are uncomfortable with as it pertains to how we do business. Forgive yourself real quick and understand that whole rhetoric that you have, that thought process, that way of doing that thing is not even your own. You didn't take a chance to figure it out. You didn't have a chance to figure it out. Some of us get thrown into being adults really quickly. Taking that step back to say, whoa, I didn't even name myself. Like, who is Marvin? What is a Marvin? Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's going to be deep. just take that step back. Take that step back and forgive yourself, because the way that you are, that thing that you do is probably not even yours. But you haven't had the ability to take a deep breath to figure out who you are and what would you do. We're on this hamster wheel, and we keep going and we keep going and we keep going. Take a minute. So jumping back into talking about, the forgiveness of yourself, and the avenue back to the beginning is going to help you with your thought process, right? Because when you look back, you can see that some, if not most of your thought process attached to events from when you were younger. I'm not talking about when you was in high school, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us is over that 25, 30 age mark. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not talking about when you was in high school. I'm not talking about that first job experience. I'm really talking about when you was 3, when you was 5, when they told you no, when you were rejected, didn't get that hug, that toy, you were made to clean, to read, you got beat, couldn't go outside. All of those things at those ages, those very, impressionable ages, they affect how we do business going forward. All right. So I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago, and understanding that the root of the problem is all the way back there. There have been supporting events, supporting traumatic events, as it pertains to how you feel, right? There have been supporting traumatic events that have reinforced the structure of your triggers, of your trauma, but those events are only able to have any validity because of the root event that happened, right? So every new thought you think has to have an old thought to be attached to. The only reason that thing hurts still is because it hurt before, and you didn't do any work to figure out why does it hurt, or how you can prevent yourself from being hurt in that fashion again. You just went back into the forest with no type of foot coverings or anything. It's kind of like the people who get into an argument with you, right? The people that you love, like they get into an argument with you, and then maybe 2-3 days later didn't discuss anything that happened. We didn't figure out where we went wrong. We don't know what we disagree upon. We don't know anything. But 2 days later, we just talking like everything is okay. What's going to happen is we're going to get into an argument again. It might be about something completely different, but the root of the argument, the place where we disagree, it will always be the same. And we need to figure out those things within ourselves first, right? Those disagreements that we have within ourselves before we can even try to put the words together to explain to someone else, this is who I am. Not this is my name. I could teach you how to spell MARVIN, but this is who I am. And furthermore, how long did it take you to spell or write out your name? Something that was given to you. Figuring out who you are, writing out the name, man, telling you, bro, it takes a little bit of work. So what we are doing is we're taking account of who you are or who you say you want to be. We're just taking inventory. I am just trying to, with you, right, get some sort of a gauge to see who you are, to see your current events. All of this is just to see your current events. Do y'all remember I spoke about it? The who, what, when, where, why, and how. Like, as it pertains to you, that's all this is. It's just inventory. What can I do with what I have? And then furthermore, where does what I have come from? Like, what can I do with this stink attitude? What can I do with my argumentative aura? What can I do with the way that I tend to manipulate people into getting what I want? What can I do with these things? Nothing if the goal is healthy relationships, right? You can't do anything. You cannot do anything with those things, right? But where does it come from? Where does that stink attitude come from? Where does the manipulation tactics come from? Where does the emotional abuse come from? Where does the drug addiction come from? These things come from places. You figure that out. You onto something. So y'all, we have questions